Of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, says blocking roads is tantamount to economic sabotage. He was reacting to the truck drivers' blockade of the N3 highway this week. Earlier, he also released a preliminary report into the deadly crash that claimed 15 lives in Tshwane. The accident took place on the M17 near Garankuwa and left dozens of other people injured. My colleague, reporter Nqobile Madlala, is here in the studio with us. She took part in that briefing by the minister. Nqobile, very good afternoon to you. Sadly, the report is now out in terms of that accident. What came out?
Well, Britain, what the minister said is that basically the accident was due to a human error. He says that the truck that was traveling, the truck was on the M17, which is municipal roads. And this, of course, he says is not supposed to be happening because goods trucks are supposed to be on the toll roads, or national roads rather. But he's saying that this truck was, of course, in the municipal road 1. Number 2, he's saying that the truck was the one that caused the accident by going to the oncoming traffic, and that was where the collision happened. So, of course, this is something that is worrying, as the minister was highlighting. He's saying that in this evidence, it has shown that the truck was now on the wrong, and as a result, it is what caused the crash. Let's listen in as the minister explains further.
It was found that both vehicles were in a roadworthy state before the crash. The report further states that both drivers had valid EC1 driver's licenses and professional driving permits, PRDPs. Though one of the drivers was a foreign national, he had all the requisite documentation, including the valid register. The driver that was driving the truck is the one that we refer to as the foreign national. The report concluded that driver error is the major contributing factor to the cause of the crash, because the truck driver allowed his vehicle to veer off its original lane of travel onto the oncoming lane, resulting in a head-on crash. The contents of the report will be brought to the attention of the Directorate of Public Prosecution for their consideration. It is unfortunate and lamentable to the extreme, since both of the drivers died, and consequently, no one can be charged either for reckless and negligent driving and or culpable homicide. In this circumstance, this matter will be the subject of an inquest, and the presiding officer magistrate assigned with this case will have to make a finding after the leading of evidence by eyewitnesses.
Now, Nqobile, the minister also making comments about the blockading of roads. I mean, we saw on the N3 highway what happened just yesterday with disgruntled truck drivers protesting against the employment of foreign nationals, the damage that they're doing to the economy.
Well, the minister just clear there, Bradan, that this is sabotage to the economy. He says that we've gone through lockdown, which was a great dent that put into the economy. And he's saying at this point that we cannot afford another incident that will slow us down. So he's saying that these strikes are sabotaging the economy. Blocking the N3 is not the way to fix these problems. And he wants them to sit down and find each other around the table. He's saying that he's currently in talks with the truck drivers and the companies that employ those truck drivers. He says now they are coming up with a strategy which they feel that this plan will stop what is currently happening. But of course, they are going to be talking about it on Sunday. And this is where it is going to be decided upon what will happen going forward. But he's saying that he's going to bring in a lot of stakeholders. This is, of course, including Home Affairs as well. And they are going to be looking into some of these issues that have been highlighted by the truck drivers. But he's saying blocking the road is not the way to go. Let's listen in further.
There will be a justifiable act for anyone who blocked the road to be dealt with, because that equals to economic sabotage. So it does not mean that we have closed our ears and we have not been talking to the trucking industry.